Gotcha. This one.
We are live.
Sorry, I'm just filling out. I've got a title thing here. Title, Mad Volume 2.
So I am live already on my platforms. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our conversation with Wendy. I think we'll have to do the introduction again for Wendy's audience, so maybe we'll just wait for you to finish, because I just realized we're sending everyone to your page. So we'll just hang in there with you, because I know the feeling. It's like when you hit live, you have to, as a guest, you're a little bit lagging behind. That happened to me this morning.
Hello. We are on, I reckon. Yes, we are. Okay, I don't know whether I'm on or not, but that's where we're going. Hello.
Does it say the ticks next to the platform next to YouTube? That means that you're live.
Great. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my fumbling around. This is Raw and Real. We today are going to be talking about Mad Volume 2. I have with me our wonderful publisher, Crystal. This is what we're going to be talking about. Most of you who know me will know this wonderful volume. Here's one we prepared earlier, quite literally. And this is the book that we launched earlier on in the year, on the 8th of the 8th. It was fabulous. It went to international bestseller in 3 different countries. How many categories did we hit in the end, Crystal?
To be honest, I cannot remember, but it was quite a fair few. I've been doing a few other books since, so my numbers getting all jumbled up in my brain. But yeah, it was quite a few, and it stayed. I mean, the most important thing is it stayed on #1 for a long period of time. Like, it wasn't just a 3-hour hit. It was actually, sustainable. So it means that we had some beautiful, lots of volume sold from that book, thanks to all of the authors.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, with this multi-author book that we've just done, and I'm assuming that we'll do the same again with this one, we had people from literally across the world. We had 6 different countries represented. We had New Zealand, Australia, Singapore, Cambodia, the US, and Canada. So if you think about it, from the time shift as the world revolves, we managed to stay with new audiences coming in and getting the bestseller status all the way through the day. It was more than a 24-hour period in the end, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So it was so exciting, because we were sitting there going, oh, there's another one coming on. There's another one coming on. So yeah, I do get excited. I admit that. So this is why we're going to do it again. And I want to ask to start off with, before I get too excited, Crystal, tell us about what a multi-author book does. What's involved in being involved in a multi-author book?
Absolutely. So a multi-author book, so many people know them or have been in them, but really just in essence, the people coming into a project like this, they write a 3,000-word chapter, they get an opportunity to feature their biography and a headshot. And then, they do that with my support, because I'm very aware that not everybody is a writer. So you don't have to be a writer to be an author, is what I always say. If you prefer to be more a speaker, then that's perfect too, because there are ways in which I can help with the writing process and structuring the project in such a way, or the chapter, that it becomes transformational for the reader, that it's really reader focused. So we go through manuscript assessment or chapter assessment, giving feedback, to tweak things. So we're really working with the authors to make sure that they are positioned as an expert in their best light. And then, of course, it goes through professional editing, it goes into formatting, and then we are uploading it to Amazon. And with this book, a few other platforms as well. Like, I've since have the opportunity to now distribute another 10 different distributors online, so that's very excited, even bigger exposure. We run a bestseller campaign on it on Amazon, so that we really, as Wendy already said, that international best-selling author status is still very important when it comes to getting into the media and getting onto podcasts. So anything I've missed, Wendy? Oh no, yeah, we're preparing the authors also to really leverage the launch. It's not just, here's your chapter guide, go write your chapter. Here's your edited one, go approve it, that's it. See you on launch day. We actually provide like meetings with trainings and help you to develop a free gift that really is in alignment with your business goals so that you can leverage the launch at its highest capacity.
Absolutely. And the launch is the start of it. Otherwise, it's going to be an expensive calling card. So it's then what you do with it. And this is where the work that I'm doing with the authors comes in, because we take you from page to stage. So I work with you to find out, where's the best audience platform for you? Is it a podcast? Is it live summits, virtual summits? Is it live summits? Is it a physical stage? Where is the best place for you to get your message to your ideal audience? So that takes a little bit of tweaking to start with. And then we go, well, okay, what are the particular skill sets that are required for doing these different forms of speaking? Because when you've got the cans on and there's no camera in front of you, there are certain things that you need to be aware of. Your voice has to carry the day, because you can be gesturing all you like, but the audience isn't going to see it. And if you do the air quotes, oh, hello, they're not going to see it. So there are things like that you've got to be aware of if there's a no camera job. If there isn't a camera and it's still going out on audio only, you have to remember that. There's ways of, when you're doing virtual stuff, remembering that if you gesture where we normally do, down at waist level, you're not going to see anything. They have to come up here. So all these different elements that come in for you speaking on your ideal platform, for your audience. Remember, Crystal was saying, what does the audience want to hear from the page? What do they want to read from page? That's where I come in as well and go, well, where is your ideal audience hanging out? Because there's nothing more powerful than an audience hearing you speak your words, and then they pick up the book and they've actually got your voice in their head as they're reading it. Brilliant. So
really, Wendy, what you're adding to this whole book page to stage program is that I do the writing in the beginning, and then once the book is in the editing, then you're coming in and you're helping them with all of these speaking tools and tips and really training them. And I remember, in the last one, there's breath and there's getting things into your body. So you've got this massive toolkit that you're helping people actually become better speakers as part of this program. And then you've got your incredible network, where I remember you brought one of our beautiful authors on a really powerful stage through your connections, so that she was now featured in front of a big audience, right? So that is also the benefits of coming in, because Wendy has all of these connections and she can get you onto stages that may otherwise stay close to you, simply because she's referring you or she's recommending you as somebody she has trained as part of this page to stage book collaboration project.
Yeah, because I mean, of the authors that we had last year, they've gone on to do major keynotes. We've had one do a really major keynote. We've had an international summit speaker, as you were saying. We've had podcast guesting. As I said to you earlier on, those are where does your ideal audience hang out? And who cares that you might be looking at going for one of the big podcasts? I mean, big guru, I could never do that. Well, actually, yes, you could. And I will guide you through getting onto those big name podcasts. That's the excitement of doing the page to stage one.
So exciting. I mean, the benefits of being in a book and having, I really believe that in a couple of years' time, if you don't have your own book, if you're not a published author, then there is, I think it's becoming more and more of a criteria as to must-haves in business as an entrepreneur, because when you invest the time and energy into creating something like that, it means that other people will take you serious as well. They see that you're taking yourself serious enough to apply the discipline to put your work in writing, your expertise in writing, so that people can see it. It increases the know, like, and trust factor. And then bring that alive on stage. It's just such a beautiful. I mean, Wendy, it was your idea. I just think it's just such a beautiful idea, such a beautiful program that we've created. And I'd love to hear from you who we are looking for. Like, who is this program ideal for?
Sure. Well, we're looking for people who are primarily entrepreneurs, coaches. They're usually entrepreneurs as well. Those are the prime targets, because they are not necessarily likely to already have a book. You may already have a book, whether it's a collaborative book like this or even a solo book, and you want to take it a little bit extra. So we're looking at these guys, and it, as you said, it's the credibility thing. It's the visibility thing as well, because the know, like, and trust thing, as you said, people will take you more seriously if you've taken that time to distill what you are doing in your business. And some of the feedback that we've had from one of last year's authors was the tremendous clarity that they got from doing this, because they sat down and went, well, why is this important to me? And what about my story is going to connect with my potential clients, my potential audience? What is it that they want to hear? So that clarity of doing this work, I think, is phenomenally important. And as I said, that's something that the previous authors have pulled out. So really, really important to do that.
Absolutely. So one of the benefits of coming in that the previous authors got was, as you said, the clarity. I wrote down a few things from our feedback here. Focus as well, becoming really focused on what you're doing with your business, because if you're making an investment to create a product and wanting to speak, there has to be that funnel, that marketing funnel that brings it through. So really getting them to take themselves more seriously in their business, saying, yeah, it's my time and this is who I am and this is what I've got to offer in the world, and applying that level of focus that the clarity is giving them, the level and direction as well and momentum, which is a beautiful and interesting one. I felt like somebody, got momentum from this, because there we were meeting every week, doing the thing, getting the book done, and inspiring them to really create the back end of this, the free gift that then leads into their paid course. So there was a beautiful momentum that was created. So if that is you're listening and you're looking at, well, I really want to take myself more serious in 2024 as a business owner, and I want to have the collateral behind me that can make that happen in form of a tangible product, but also in my ability to communicate my message more clearly on stages and gaining that confidence to, and the clarity to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, it was the getting out there thing came up time and again in the feedback, wasn't it? And the confidence to go, I can do this. I mean, the lady who landed the keynote, she said she would never have been offered that if she'd not had a book to say, look, I've got some credibility here. And that was, again, something that she could offer as part of a from the back of the room type thing. And there was also the thought that other people who maybe know you quite well and wonder, actually, well, what is it you do? They've actually got something that they can look at and go, oh, that's what you do. Right. Okay. There's that clarity, as we were saying, that tangibility, that visibility, and the credibility of having your book, knowing you mean business, quite literally. Really powerful, really powerful. And I know it's done wonders for me, because I too have been part of a multi-author book. I was part of this one, but also one of a previous one as well. And so when you can stick on your socials, bestseller, international best-selling author, oh yeah, that feels good.
And it really, that feeling good really changes something within you. And this is what I talk about with, there are intangible benefits. We've talked about the tangible benefits that it gives you in terms of the credibility, but these intangible benefits are that it feels good. And you are actually, and it enabled me to embody my message more when I was part of multi-author books. Firstly, I wrote myself into greater clarity. And then there was like, yeah, this is me. It's right here. And And I actually still refer back to chapters when I need to, for my messaging sometimes when I go on social media, because the way I train authors now is to help them to get into a stream of consciousness writing flow, like in that flow state where you can access deeper aspects of your wisdom and bring that out. And because you're creating the time, because you're writing a book, that might not otherwise come out if you're just thinking, oh, let's spend an hour to do a quick social media post, so we go deeper. We also, the other thing was like these intangible benefits about, oh my God, I didn't realize how far I've come.
Yes.
That celebrating of ourselves, because we're conditioned in this society that we don't take the time to celebrate, because it's always next, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And getting that busyness. Well, I've ticked that box. What's next? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And also, I think the clarity that's come from looking through your message, that most of the people that we attract, in fact, I think I would say all entrepreneurs, they're in business because they've been through, identified a lack, a need, and very often that's come out of an experience that, given the choice, they probably wouldn't have had. But they've grown so much through it. I mean, isn't that how life's lessons are learned? Because we've gone through some mess. But that mess, when we come through it, is what we then turn into our message. Sounds cliched, but it's actually true. And giving ourselves that space of going, yeah, how much have I grown? And appreciating that the wisdom that we have now would have been really handy to know when we were back in the mess. And that was what was keeping me going forward when I was writing mine, because it was a case of my potential audience wants to hear this, because quite honestly, they're probably in that stuck place, in the messy place that I was in. And I would have done anything to have had that hope, that knowledge that, yes, I can get through this. If somebody else has done it, so can I. And their wisdom is going to really help me to come through. So that's why, particularly with the Making a Difference book, we're very keen that you are making a difference. And that's where we want to draw it out of you, and so that you can share your wisdom with the world, or your particular audience, for sure. Yeah. So I'm just wondering.
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead. Yes, the invitation with this book is really to write a chapter that shares how you're making a difference in the world. And in doing so, because you're sharing your story, you're making a difference in the readers' lives by inspiring them and empowering them to get through their messiness, as you said, Wendy, and then also helping them to find ways in which they can make a difference in their lives. So it becomes this beautiful ripple effect. And that's really the intention, isn't it? To help to make a difference and help others to make a difference.
Yes. Because I mean, one of the authors in this last one, they were concerned that their experience was not going to be particularly relatable. And so we were talking about the fact that there are particular themes running throughout humanity, regardless of where in the world you are, and regardless of, if you like, the clothes that particular experience is wearing. But when you write in such a way that you take your audience with you, they come into your story, they inhabit your story, but it's not quite your story, it's their story.
Exactly.
Because they then live their situation through yours. The one I'm thinking of is one of our authors she comes from Cambodia, and her experience was literally by doing her homework by lamplight, because they didn't have electricity. And she was saying, well, nobody's going to understand this. And we were going, the point is, it's the resilience. What it taught you was, this education is so important to you because it's going to bring you out of that situation. And that was what you held on to, regardless of your circumstances. It was that determination, that I'm getting out of here and this is my vehicle. And that can be done in so many different ways. So it's drawing out those everyday
universal themes.
Thank you. Universal. Word left me for a minute. Those universal themes that we can all dig into and appreciate and go, yeah, I needed to hear that. And how can I now apply that wisdom to help other people? Yeah. Cool.
That's it. And we help you craft it in such a way so that that will happen.
Yes, indeed. One of the things that we found from the feedback of this last volume was a lot of people thought, oh, make use of the team. Because again, a universal theme we often have is, I can do this. I don't need any help. I can do this. Well, no, actually, we all need help. And that the teamwork, when the authors come together on the weekly calls, whether it be the actual crafting, the writing of it from Crystal's perspective, or it's the speaking stuff, all those elements from my perspective, when you sit with the rest of the team, you learn from each other, you feel that sense of camaraderie. And there have been some deep relationships have been built through this last book, but also they've said, ask for help. Don't leave it too long thinking that I ought to be able to do this. I should be able to do this. No, this is not something that's in your zone of genius, which is why you're doing this in the first place. You are growing. So that's where the camaraderie and the expertise comes in. Make use of it, because this is your opportunity to really shine and make a difference in the world.
Very well said, Wendy. Absolutely. And what I love about the community aspect as well is that when people share their vulnerability and saying, I'm actually really struggling with this, somebody else is suddenly everybody can open up to saying, yeah, actually me too. I don't know how to open my chapter. And then I come and say, well, this is how. Let's workshop it. Let's work it out right here, right now, and then it's done. So that's really a great way. And same with the speaking, right?
Mm-hmm. That's it. I mean, the thing is that when we are prepared to share our vulnerability, that's when everyone goes, oh, yeah, that's me too. But it needs one person to be brave enough to do that. And with the team that authors that we pull together, there is a definite team feel. And you know that you can, because you're going through this same experience all together, you know that you can dig in with your fellow people. We're considering, one of the feedback that we had from the last one was maybe a buddy system where you buddy up with one other author to almost like an accountability buddy, that you can go, how's it going? Where are you with this? That's something that we're looking into for this next volume. So yeah, we learn, the authors learn, the speakers learn. It's a wonderful learning experience all the way through.
Absolutely. So Wendy, we're clearly very excited about this.
Oh, yeah.
How can people, do you want to share with people how they can get involved and what the steps are to do that?
Absolutely. We are opening up the portal. Well, oh, by the way, we're actually, what's the word? Publishing on the 8th of the 8th. Very auspicious day in so many calendars. So that's where we published it on the 8th of the 8th this year, and we're going to do again the same next year. And you're probably thinking, is it really going to take me 9 months? Well, you'd be surprised how long it does take. We actually get going in February, but we're asking people to get involved now. If you're in North America, particularly the USA, you've got Thanksgiving coming up next week. Well, we in Australia get to places a little bit quicker because of our time zones. So we're doing this now. We have a special Thanksgiving / Black Friday offer that if you want to get involved now, can you pop up the banner, please? Thank you. Contact me on WhatsApp or phone or text me if you're in Australia. We will then get the ball rolling for you. We will look at that as your expression of interest. There's an application form, and then jump on a call with me and get going. If we can get that all, and we will get that all organised before the end of November, you come in at this year's prices. After that, then the investment will go into 2024's prices. So that's what we ask you to do. By contacting me, you are not committing to anything. You are committing your interest, and we will take it from there. Because as I said, it's an application process. This is not right for everyone. There will be opportunities that if this isn't right for you, Crystal and I can point you in the direction of a different project that may well be better for you. Okay, so it's got to be a right fit for you. It's got to be a right fit for the book. So that's why we're asking for expressions of interest at the bottom. And I will clear my calendar so that we can get on with this and get you logged in as a new author for next year.
Yes, because we have added just a few more amazing things into this next year's project. So that's also why there's a slightly higher price investment, but it is not but. And it is really, so when you're messaging Wendy, you're going to go on the waiting list. And then when we're ready to give you more details, then Wendy will be in touch with you.
It will be time-stamped. So we know, because I will have the date of the text coming in, I will know when you've been in touch with me. And that way we can be absolutely certain that you come in under the November investment or the next year's investment. So as I said, today you're committing only to an interest, and we will take it from there. Any questions? I mean, have you got any access to questions?
I don't have any questions here at the moment. No, there's no comments or no questions at this point from my end. I was just thinking the same thing. What else would somebody want to or need to know? I think we've covered the benefits. We've covered who it is for.
Yep.
We've covered the intention of it and what it's about or what's included. I think we've covered it pretty well.
I think we have. Well, listen, guys, there will be opportunity for you to, as I said, get in touch with me, express your interest, and we will take it from there. Like I said, this is exciting. You can tell I'm particularly excited, and I know Crystal is as well. Let's be mad in 24.
All right, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to having a conversation with you.
Yes, absolutely. Bye for now.